All right, we're going to have some tough conversations today. There's a lot of altcoins, a lot more than what we saw in 2021, 2017, 2014, and every cycle before us. Will your altcoin, your favorite bag, will it make a new all-time high, or is it dead in the water? We're going to have that conversation. Also, Michael Saylor had a big tease announcement, and then the announcement of the announcement was kind of fell flat. What do they do, and what does that mean? Also, there's a lot of bullish things coming out of the government. What did the SEC do? What are they looking to do? What did the FDIC do? And which senator has capitulated to crypto? She was one of the most outspoken people against our industry, and now she wants to work with us. Yay. We'll reveal who that is. Also, a new feature on DeFi Llama allows you to never miss an airdrop again. We'll share that with you as well. We'll take a look at the markets, and when are we finally going to get back into the uptrend, into the bull market season? Is it around the corner? Or do we still have a little more chop or downside to go? We'll talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go. Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that whole thing up in a fun and sexy way. Well, Bitcoin's down a little bit, 96,000. Altcoins, well, they've taken some punches and some are still getting punched down, and the ref will not jump and stop the fight. Like hockey, you know? Yeah. Till somebody gets their teeth knocked out. Till somebody falls. You can knock out a tooth and keep fighting. But as long as you're on your skates, the fight goes on. Well, there's a lot of altcoins that have fallen off the skates. Yeah. And they're still getting punched, you know? Yeah, which, we're going to kind of get into that kind of idea. But I think the larger discussion is probably overdue, right? Which is? I mean, we've talked about it before, but it's pretty simple. Are we going to have an altcoin season? Are we going to have a altcoin scenario where every single altcoin from 2021 will break a new all-time high? That is what some people are expecting, right? Hey, I have GALA, I have Litecoin, I have EOS, I have every. Here we go with the ETH. And I like GALA, so I'm not even trying to really pigeonhole GALA here. But what I'm saying is that if you blindly just believe that, hey, it's going to break a new all-time high, that's what happens. Bitcoin makes an all-time high, altcoins make all-time highs, altcoins outperform Bitcoin. That's going to happen, but for select projects. And so what we'll see is there will be some winners. There'll be some new players in the game. But I would say percentage-wise, you're going to get 20% of the big boys are going to make new all-time highs and outperform Bitcoin. 20% of the big boys. I'm talking about the layer ones. I'm talking about your Cardano, your Solana. I know Solana's already done it, but kind of. Your Avalanche, Stellar, Hedera, Litecoin, Polkadot, Mantra, Polkadot, Ondo. What I'm saying is that these layer ones, I'm just going down the list, the big boys, the real projects that have real foundations, that are building real things. The reality is that you can have the best tech out there. You can have the capabilities, you can have the team, but just some of them aren't going to make it, right? It's blood in the waters out here. And you can sit here and have a venture capital company. You can say, hey, you know what? We have this new product. Everybody wants it. It's cool. You can have a good team, good vision, good founder. You can have everyone buy into the idea. But if people don't buy it, then it's just the business will fail. It's just the reality. You know what? Business is brutal. And you can have the sweet abuelita here in Las Vegas. You know, she's all like, she's got the sweet pupusas that she makes, and she does opens up a restaurant, and she could be the nicest lady with the best freaking Mexican food out here. Or you can have some Italians out here opening up some restaurants. My thing is that it doesn't matter how good the product is, how much you believe in it, how faithful you are, how tight knit that community is. If people don't buy it, if it doesn't take off, it doesn't get market adoption, it doesn't matter, and it just is the reality of business. And the reality is your altcoins are not guaranteed to pump because they did last bull market. And the reality is a lot of them are just going to keep bleeding.
Let me ask you a simple question. Which will have a better performance, Ethereum or Polkadot?
I think both will underperform Bitcoin, but I think Polkadot will massively underperform Bitcoin.
Oh, Matt. Oh. Ooh. Save some brain cells there. We're about to go down the deep, dark path of Ethereum. All right. You know what's crazy is, what do we always talk about, right? We talk about, hey, during bear markets, good news doesn't really move the needle. And during bull markets, any tiny piece of news moves the needle.
Does it?
I mean, if you're looking at the current situation, no, because the amount of bullish news we've gotten is unheard of. And everyone is still like, oh my God, is crypto done?
Yesterday's news was pretty bullish. That's the thing. Like, was it an exciting press conference that rallied the troops? No. I mean, he did have a bunch of chairs of many different financial departments and committees. And I mean, they got together to hold a press conference on crypto. I mean, that's pretty big on its own. Stable. I was telling you yesterday, man. The fact that they're ushering in stable coins is absolutely crazy. Like, that's the fuel. That's the liquidity, man. That's the liquidity in our market. That's where the money comes from. It's very simple, man. You increase the stable coins, you increase liquidity, you get higher upside. And we're spearheading it, right? They tried to shut down Circle to a certain extent, and they also kind of shut themselves down. But Tether, obviously blacklisted from the U.S. Is no shortage of smearing Tether when in Congress when they decide to start talking about crypto and stablecoins. And so, I don't know, man.
And we talk about how stablecoins bring liquidity to a layer one. Well, you want to talk about the largest layer ones in the world, it's the banks, right? And if they now have stablecoins in the ecosystem, imagine where that's going to lead to. Anyways, I want to get back to this. This is pretty big news. Banks have met with government officials to push for offering custody of crypto assets like Bitcoin. The FDIC plans to revise bank guidelines for crypto, aiming to allow banks to embark on some crypto activities without getting regulatory permission first. Some banks have met with government officials to push for offering custody of crypto assets, along with tokenized deposits that could put some checking accounts on blockchains. And you're bearish. And yeah.
I'm not bearish on crypto.
Not you. Some people watching.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, think about it this way, Rob. How many people do you think, and we're just speculating here, right? How many people do you think are interested or intrigued by the concept of crypto? They see the gains of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the money people made. But one, they don't want to step outside of their circle of investment funds, whether it's their bank, whether it's their Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade or Fidelity. And they see what happened with FTX. They see what happened with Binance. They got sued. The founder got thrown in jail. The constant narrative of money laundering and
it's just obvious. I mean, not to cut you off, but it's just pretty obvious. It's obvious. There's a large subset of people in the U.S. and globally that feel more comfortable buying crypto from their bank. It's just the reality of it, man. Cut dry and simple, dude. For me, I just look at it this way. That one, I know when we talked about the press conference yesterday, it was, hey, you know what? This is snooze fest, whatever it is. But a lot came out of that, right? You know, we've only been, I think it was 8 days since, or no, excuse me, 2 weeks, so about 16 days since Donald Trump got in office. So we got a new administration that just came in, and within a few short weeks or a couple weeks, we're already talking about how to regulate crypto. We're already having press conferences. We're already talking about strategic reserve. We're already talking about stablecoin regulation. We also have Hester Pierce leading the crypto subset of the SEC. She's very bullish on crypto. And if anything, you know, I did have a video, and this one's from Cryptos R Us, obviously a friend of the channel, another prominent voice in crypto, but he posted this clip of crypto mom Hester Pierce having a Q&A here with CoinDesk. But I mean, here, have a listen to this.
Yeah, well, as I said in the roadmap, this has been a long time in the making, and figuring out how to disentangle all the different strands, including the enforcement strands, is not an easy undertaking. It's something that we have to think about. I don't want to talk about any individual enforcement actions, but just to say broadly that we are thinking about this in the context of the broader task force mandate, which is to try to have a clear path, one that people understand before we come in with an enforcement action. And so part of that is trying to make sure that our enforcement tool is being used the way it should be used, which is to enforce rules that are clear, that people understand, and not being used to set policy, which it has been used for over the past several years. The goal of this new journey is to get to a place where people can try interesting new things, but those interesting new things don't include defrauding other people. So that's the balance that we're trying to achieve. Well, we put out a call yesterday that we really do want people to come in. We want people to come in with concrete ideas of what we should be doing from a regulatory perspective that applies to everyone, but we also want people to come in with their ideas about what they're trying to do and the roadblocks they're running into, so that we can work through those roadblocks. And so the best I can do is to tell people that we really do want to have this conversation. We are not taking an enforcement first approach. We're taking an approach that is trying to get to regulatory clarity, to again, regulations that achieve our objectives and also allow people to try new things. So I think when people start to see that that is a reality, and they see projects coming through the other side of the door with the ability to move forward, that will encourage other people to come in.
Yeah, so that's the SEC, right? That's the Securities and Exchange Commission, the evil empire that was taking down every single crypto
The once
company.
evil empire.
The once evil empire. And so
Emperor's gone.
we've had 4 years of nothing but SEC attacking anything related to crypto. Every exchange got hit with we're about to sue you Wells notice. Every exchange got hit with, hey,
Stop staking.
stop staking. You can't offer derivatives. You can't offer trading. You can't and then every DeFi protocol, they're trying to look. What a 180 shift, bro. What a 180 shift. Press conference yesterday talking about we're setting up the strategic reserve. Hey, what are we going to do about other assets outside of Bitcoin? Well, there's a sovereign wealth fund. That was mentioned. And then you got Hester Pierce coming out and saying, look, we're not going to do this enforcement, this regulation by enforcement. We are done with that. Come in, let's talk, let's figure out what your roadblocks are. We'll remove the roadblocks so that way your business can operate, and we'll figure out a way to do it in a way that works for you and that doesn't defraud, doesn't leave openings for fraud, right? And so I think what I'm saying here is that the horizon is beautiful. The U.S. is about to kick off this damn bull market to the next level.
Unless Trump's granddaughter launches a meme coin.
Even if that happens, we are still on track for massive.
We saw what the
massive
first
gains.
two did.
I'm not saying that, like, from an altcoins perspective. Yeah, if he launches another
That was a
meme
local
coin,
top. That was a local top.
if he launches another meme coin, it draws liquidity out of other speculative projects. But I think the solid projects, ain't nobody holding XRP for 5 years and then selling their bag and then going to buy Trump's daughter's meme coin. Like, it's not going to happen. Now, what could happen is people that been holding SHIB forever, or people that have been holding Pepe or Dog with Hat, they see a new meme coin from Trump, maybe they try to FOMO in, they sell that. It will happen, yeah.
You know, I had a really good idea for a meme coin, but I was kind of hoping one of you would launch it. It was cat with gat, you know, a cat holding a gun, but yeah. Anyways, just to stay on the SEC really quick, I'm not going to read this, but just so you know, the task force that they put together, this is part of what they want to do. Feel free to screenshot this, read it later. Security status, scoping out, identifying areas that fall outside the commission, coin and token offerings, right? They're thinking about the possibility of recommending commission action to provide temporary perspective and retroactive relief for coin or token offerings. Registered offerings, special purpose broker dealers is something that Coinbase was after. I think they actually have the license. They have the license. The SEC just never allowed them to bring it online. Interesting. Crypto lending and staking, that's a big one. ETFs, clearing agencies, and cross-border sandbox. And then we had this. This was the funniest shit I have seen. Okay. So there's this guy named Jorge Tenrero. Okay. He is the SEC's lead litigator. He was in charge of suing Coinbase. He was in charge of suing Ripple. And guess what the SEC did? They said, hey, Jorge, your job here is done, my friend. Head over to the IT department. They sent him. The Securities and Exchange Commission is so eager to bury its conflict with the crypto market that it moved its top litigator to an office that maintains the agency's computer system.
Well deserved.
I love this. Oh my God. When I read this, I was like, this cannot be true, but it's so. What do you, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think the SEC.
Hey, go check to see if we're running out of RAM here.
How crazy would it be that the SEC will lead crypto innovation? Not.
I mean,
Because I mean, it's first of all we wanted to do was have the SEC put their guns down, right? Just SEC, stop
shooting
the
us.
bloodshed, stop shooting us. Like, let us just be, bro. Just let us operate.
At least give us a spanking first.
Yeah.
You know?
No spanking. And so my thing is just that, like, how far have we come in just 2.5 weeks, man? In 2.5, 3 weeks, we went from the agency that was deporting crypto to the agency that's
You're gonna go there?
supporting crypto.
Wow.
And so honestly, dude, it like what a 180. And then you can't. I think that the one piece of information that is just so overlooked was that sovereign wealth fund. And that sovereign wealth fund, I think, is going to be the buyer of.
Funny you had that video. I had it geared up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Howard Lutnick.
Yeah. So you got Howard Lutnick, one of the two champions of the sovereign wealth fund, and one of the two,
I think
crypto, very, very crypto-centric individuals.
I'm pretty sure they said he's going to be in the lead on the sovereign wealth fund. Just let's take a listen to, well, who is Howard Lutnick? He's your Secretary of Commerce, and these are his thoughts on
clear view of where Bitcoin is going over the next 5 years. Is take a look at the last 5. Right, the last 5, Bitcoin has been an outsider in the finance business, but coming closer and closer and closer. Right now, there's an ETF just starting to go a little bit mainstream, maybe a toe in the water of mainstream, but Banks still can't clear it. Banks still can't transact in it. Banks still can't custodian it. Banks still won't transact in it, and they won't finance it yet. I think people misunderstand traditional financial service companies. They want to transact in Bitcoin. They want new asset classes to transact in. That's just a good thing, but they need the regulator to say it's okay. Right now, today, right? If a bank were to hold your Bitcoin, they would have to set aside their own money equal to that amount in sort of like in a jail. I mean, you'd say, well, that's crazy. The answer is, that's why they don't hold it. But if you let them hold it, if the regulatory environment was good, you will see all the traditional financial service companies, the big banks, the big brokerage companies, they're all going to go headfirst into Bitcoin pond. That's what's going to happen, and it's coming. It's a slow, steady process, but eventually there's going to be a CFTC chair who says, you know what, Bitcoin is a financial asset, and we're going to treat it as such. And when that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin move in a very, very strong, positive direction.
What if I told you that that time is like now?
Yeah. So
Right now?
what he was referencing with the banks and custodying and setting money aside, that's already been rectified via the repeal of the SOB 121, and
It was
also
replaced by SOB 122.
which was replaced. And so we opened up the show talking about, hey, banks are now looking to offer crypto services, custodial services. And so, why are we doing this? Why are we covering this subject in the way that we are? Obviously, we're all believers in crypto. We all know that we don't want to turn this into a Bitcoin maxi show and be like, hey, Bitcoin's the greatest thing. We all know Bitcoin's good, man. Ain't nobody here believe that blockchain is stupid, and nobody here believes that Bitcoin is irrelevant and going to go to zero. So for that, we personally don't need to justify what Bitcoin means. But I just want to remind you that the people that are getting on stage, that are talking, the people that we're showing, these are the leaders of the world. These are the leaders of financial markets. These are the leaders of the institutions that have held back crypto. And these departments, companies, and individuals are about to kick off this damn bull market and really take Bitcoin to the next level, which is that $200, that $300, that $400, that $500,000 Bitcoin. That's coming. It's just a question of when. Will it be next week, next month, next 6 months, maybe next year? I think it's sooner than later. I don't know if this under $100,000 current price situation lasts that long.
It's very simple, guys. We need liquidity, and the liquidity is not here. It's not. There was liquidity moving around from one sector to another, from one meme to another, and then when the Trump meme coin launched, all the liquidity went there. A lot of people got wrecked, and we need fresh capital.
Why do you think that Bitcoin's price is not the liquidity in the Trump meme coin? I mean, it's a $3 billion market cap. And Bitcoin is $2 trillion.
Okay.
And so the price of Bitcoin might have slowly been adjusted 1 or 2%. But I mean, honestly, it's just the markets are taking a breather, man.
Which means liquidity is not there, man.
But the liquidity hasn't been dried. The Bitcoin liquidity and the buys for Bitcoin.
I didn't say it got dried out. I say we need more liquidity.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's got nothing to do with the Trump meme coin. The Trump meme coin has not suppressed the price of Bitcoin.
Okay.
That's not enough liquidity there. It could have taken some money out of altcoins, but
it did. No, it did.
No,
it's not. It could have. It did.
It took some money out of some altcoins. Yeah,
out of a lot of them. Julio said, "I got into Bitcoin to avoid banks." That's great. Guess what? Some people don't care about that. Some people just want Bitcoin to make money off of it.
The thing is that nobody's stopping you from buying Bitcoin. It's just another option for people that maybe don't share your own personal values, right? You personally like custodying your Bitcoin versus a bank doing it. Some people like an exchange custodying it. They buy Bitcoin, they leave it on an exchange. They stake it or whatever it is, or they lend it out. It just depends on how you want to handle your Bitcoin. It ain't no different than gold. Ain't nothing stopping you from going to buy gold and then putting it in your safe at the house. You can also buy an ETF of gold. You can also go to the pawn shop and buy a big-ass gold chain and wear it. You can also go buy stocks that represent gold. You can go buy gold mining company. It's about bringing in more people, and the more people you bring in, not everybody wants to write down a seed phrase and then lock it up and then put it in a security box and then have your mom over here holding the other half of the key. Like, bro, it's just bullish, man. like, let more people come in, because I can tell you what, I can tell you 10 people I wouldn't feel comfortable with a seed phrase in my personal little circle.
Who are they? Put them on blast. Right
Dad,
okay,
sister, mom,
your sister,
brother.
I've met your sister. She's a very smart young lady. She can see.
Yeah, but I don't try to be like, hey, put your entire life savings and write it on 20 words. Like,
it's 12 words.
You know, she's got cats and things like to chew things up.
She's got cats.
She's got 3 of them, man.
A cat that can have a Bitcoin?
Dude.
Wait.
What does it mean?
Is she a
cat's claw stuff?
Is she a cat lady?
She is a cat lady.
She has a cat, so you need to have a box there. So
you know what that means, right?
Waterproof, fireproof, cat-proof.
Did you say she's a Democrat because she has cats?
Oh my God!
I said it quietly, so you didn't have to say it out loud.
Quietly?
Jesus.
He said, you know what that means? She's a Democrat. I actually have to say my sister.
If you had a Cobra,
she is a Democrat.
Republican.
So, I can't argue with the thesis.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just making fun.
So apparently, if you own a cat, you are a Kamala fan.
I'm allergic to cats, therefore I'm not a Democrat.
If you have a rattlesnakes, and then you're a Republican.
Okay, so Nathan Lowmaster said, money for Rob, deporting crypto, outstanding. Okay. I want to share, I mentioned there's one senator who capitulated. I'm sure you got
No
it.
way.
Elizabeth Warren. Guess what, Robin?
No way.
She's turned the other cheek. Elizabeth Warren pledges to work with President Trump to end debanking of crypto firms. Well, listen to what she had to say here, Rob. Pay attention very closely. Quote from Elizabeth Warren, debanking is a real problem. This shouldn't be happening, and we need to figure out why and who is responsible. Senator Warren, I will send you in the mail a fucking mirror because it was you. It was you. You were part of the problem. So don't sit here and say, we need to figure out who was doing this. You were part of that committee. It was you. Oh, man. But either way, we'll still welcome you. We'll still welcome you to the good side.
No, I will not welcome you. Absolutely not. I will not talk about her in a positive light. You spent 5 years slam dunking on anybody that appeared in Congress, that took the time. They flew out there. They wanted to testify in good faith to progress crypto, and she did nothing besides
create
You're right.
Viral clip, I changed my mind.
Viral clip after viral clip of her just not listening.
Giving Gary Gensler questions and answers.
Pigeonholing the questions so that way people can't answer it without leading down some path that she's trying to push him into. I can't. I don't care. She could literally spend the entire life, her remaining years, promoting crypto, and I could give a damn less. I could care less. I don't like the lady. And even outside of that, listening to her talk to RFK, this is outside of crypto, listening to her lampoon freaking questions into people. She's a toxic, nasty ass person. I don't like her. And she represents everything that is wrong with America, and I don't like her. I could care less what her stance is.
I take back my statement. I will not welcome her back. I'm with Rob on this one.
Okay.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
I wish she lives another 100 years.
Guys, I made a mistake. I was in the moment. I apologize. Robin's right.
There we go.
You're not going to hear that very often.
It's like, attention, Hitler bought crypto. He's like, oh man, we love him.
Jesus Christ.
It went too far.
All right. Let's talk about what Wall Street.
Okay.
Okay, real quick. Did you see that freaking UFC guy who sat there on a podcast and was like, Hitler wasn't a bad guy? Idiot. Moron. Anyways, Bitcoin flows. Wall Street yesterday, they bought a lot. 340 million, 250 of that coming from BlackRock. ARK saw inflows, Bitwise saw inflows, and Grayscale saw inflows. Wow. They didn't have the ETH numbers posted, so I'm not going to share that. We have this from Charles. Speaking of Charles Hoskinson. To give you a sense of how big the upcoming bull market is for crypto, we just absorbed a downturn that was larger than the collapse of Luna or FTX and have already nearly recovered. $710 billion in losses and 740,000 traders liquidated in 24 hours. And Bitcoin's at 97, ETH is at 2,700, XRP is at $2.50, and Solana is at $200. 2025 is crypto's year. That's pretty well said. Any commentary here?
I'm pretty spot on, man. I think it's like, hey, look at the massive shakeout, and we're back.
Guys, don't
But
get...
we are around 96,000, or at least
97.
we were at the beginning of the show. Okay, we're 97 now.
Yeah.
And so
What I will say is I'll say this, guys. Do not get lulled to sleep, okay? This happens every single cycle, except in previous cycles, this would have been a 30+% drawdown in Bitcoin. If you remember what I said a month ago, the guy next to me laughed at me and called me an idiot.
You said 10%. If you want me to go find,
I said 30%. You can
don't
ask
make
the
me
chat.
go pull the chat.
Go ahead. Spend the rest of the show.
No,
trying to
I'm
find
not gonna do it today. I don't know where it is, but it was probably like
I
6
said,
weeks ago. You said there will not be a more than a 10% pullback, and I was like 10%.
chat, can you help me out? I said 30%. 30. Okay?
I will happily go searching.
Yeah, I'm sure you will happily go searching. Anyways.
You want to put in a bet that you said that?
$20.
Rocco, do you remember him saying 10%?
I did not, really. I don't know.
Thank you. Wow, you took my side for once. Shocker.
I didn't take a side. I
He's
just
being
don't
honest. He didn't
remember.
remember.
I don't remember. I didn't take any side.
Look,
He's like, he
I don't
doesn't
know.
remember. He loves me.
he really loves me. Chat, help me out here. Please set this man straight. I said 30%. Either way, obviously we've seen 10% drawdowns, and 10% is really not that big for Bitcoin. Either way, don't get lulled to sleep. Okay, that's what happens in every cycle. And just think about this. To put it in perspective, the amount of money that was liquidated and the amount of people that were completely wrecked, and for Bitcoin to be knocking on the door of 100K again, after seeing a $10,000 wick down to 92, and the candle ends up closing green. There is real value from real investors. They see Bitcoin in the light of this is an asset we want to have. And the numbers are proving it. They are buying the dip. So don't capitulate on no news. Don't capitulate on price action. Just hold. If you just hold, you'll make money. Unless you're holding a dead altcoin, then definitely don't hold and sell it. Robin, would you like to butcher some names and maybe forget? Yeah, see, Port Nocturnal said 30. Also, Paul Wood said I said 30. Anyways, go ahead. You got some names?
You did say 30, but then you also said 10%.
Oh, now you want to change it. Okay. Anyways, you have some names you want to spit out? And welcome.
Sure do.
Okay.
All right. So if you are new here, say hello. We would love to give you a little recognition, a little shout out, a little love back at you. We got C90FTW. We got You're Dead, Brie. Renee, Robert T, New Type, Thomas T, C, Ferreira, CF, Raja, Murph Dog, Highly Trained. We got Wyatt F in here as well. Michael D, and also Lowmaster put in a $5 super chat. He said he likes the call for deporting crypto.
I already mentioned that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways. Shout out again.
You know what's funny is if you
to all of you,
if you paid attention to what I say, you would remember that I said 30%. But instead, you're in La La Land when I speak. Anyways, Amin said, hello, just sub. Amin, welcome, my friend. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Also, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Just subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Easy. All right, a couple quick hitters, then we'll get into the markets. BlackRock is launching a Bitcoin ETF product in Europe after the success, I don't know if success is even the right word or does it any justice, of its $58 billion ETF in 1 year. So there's expanding to Europe, and what a better name, a more world-renowned name than BlackRock to bring it to Europe. Michael Saylor teased a post here. It was funny because he said big strategy day, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's happening!" And this guy said, "Let's go," and then they're like, "Oh my God, it's their earnings call," and wait, they're gonna do the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, and well, here was the announcement. Well, they changed their name from MicroStrategy to Strategy. Very, very exciting. Wow. And then Robin already shared that. With that being said, Robin, feel free to comment on everything I shared, and then let's get into the markets.
Strategy, huh?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Huge.
Huge.
No, huge.
Like, if you're going to change the name, change it to something Bitcoin, right?
That's so
Digital strategy, Bitcoin strategy, BTC strategy, Satoshi strategy, DCA strategy. I don't know, man. You could have, come on, man. You just scratched micro and try to hype it up.
Strategy.
Come on, man.
Elizabeth.
I will
Warren
say,
strategy.
though, there's no need to put micro strategy because they're doing big things over there. So I vibe with it. Also, let's take a look. Altcoin market. Obviously, Bitcoin down. So altcoins are as well. Taking a look at what is down the most. Who is getting punched the hardest? Well, you got Jido, Radium, Virtuous Protocol, Athena, Pudgy Penguins, all down over 10%. Sui and Ondo as well. So a lot down in the last 24 hours. I mean, Virtuous Protocol, I mean, you know, we're really big fans of this. We you know what? I'll just say this. I think this is looking for that bottom. Will it stop here? I don't know. I don't think it's got much more room to go. I thought the same thing when it was at $1.60, $1.35. Will it drop under $1? I would like to say no, but I think once this thing puts in a bottom, it's going to consolidate, hang out there for a while. Let's just say it gets down to $1.25. I wouldn't be surprised for Virtuous Protocol to trade at $1.35 and have an absolute epic comeback. Remember, this did get briefly up to almost $5.
It got to 5.
Or did it get
It was
up
over
to $5?
$5, yeah.
Yeah, so.
You know, you did call the top at $5 exactly.
Yeah, I did. But this slow, steady bleed to the right will not continue to zero. I will tell you that it has too much promise, too big of an ecosystem, too many people launching agents, too much real world use case that this is not going to bleed to zero. So with that said, it's going to find a bottom. And when it does, it's going to be one of the best pickups ever. Right? One of the best pickups that you're going to have, because I mean, I wholeheartedly believe in Virtual's long-term.
I want to remind people.
But but what I'm saying is that I don't know if now's the best time. I don't know if this is the bottom, and I don't know if it's going to rebound anytime within, say, the next 60 days. And so this might be just, hey, one of your long-term plays, buy it now, because I adamantly believe this is still going to get back into the top 50, maybe the top 20 project of this bull market. And so getting a good entry point, I think, is going to be it's going to be a steal, bro.
I'll argue that this is the bottom.
I think it's close to it. I think the dollar is going to be giant psychological number. So if anything, you know, hey, could it get down to $1? But then you get to that point, like if you're talking about a project that'll eventually get back above $5, $10, you know, hopefully over $10, hopefully over $20. If that's your bullish case scenario, does it really matter if you buy it at $1.35 or $1.05? I mean, realistically, are you sitting here saying like, damn it, I could have bought Bitcoin at $800, but I bought it at $950? No. So, you know, is it a great time to enter? I think so. As long as you have a long hold mentality, I will tell you this. I do not see this bouncing back and rallying to anywhere close to all-time highs within the next 2 to 3 months. I don't. But I do see it eclipsing all-time highs within the next 12 months. So if you have the patience to kind of hold this one out, I think it's a great entry point.
So you take a look at this chart here. So the blue line is your 200-day moving average. That's where the price is right now. And then I had this horizontal line also plotted there. And then I threw on the the 200-day EMA. Take a look at this 135 level. Okay, and I also want to remind people of one thing. This team saw their project go from 600 million down to 6 million, and they continue to build. I've interviewed the founder. I know people in the ecosystem. These guys are not stopping what they're doing. And so I'm super bullish. I have a large exposure to a virtual protocol. I do not capitulate. Rob and I might disagree on the timing of when this thing bounces back, but we both agree that virtual protocol is going to be a staple for AI. Also, I saw a comment about ICP and Tau. Super bullish on those. Reminder, DTAU is going live in the next, I think 7 to 10 days, which will allow people to stake directly to subnets. And so BitTensors is another excellent project that if you picked up sub $350, my God, you're gonna make a lot of money.
I did want to point out on some of the, going back to what's down the most in the 24 hours here is that you have going down the list, just down 10% is XRP, which I will say this. I wouldn't buy XRP at this moment. The network, the XRP ledger went down yesterday, briefly, not for very long. No value was lost. And, so I would say that I would caution you. I would caution to maybe it's not the best entry point. But right below that, as far as what has been lost is Hedera. And I think Hedera might be very good value. It might be one of the best values to enter in right now. It's down 20% on the week. Take a look at the 1 week here. It was over 30 cents a week ago, down to 24. And then, you look back on the 1 month, it got up to about 40 cents. And then when you look at the 1 year, you can see that it is performing better than almost all the alts. When, you look at Bitcoin, you say, hey, we talk about it all the time. We say, hey, Solana performed well, this one performed well. And then we always go back and forth and you say, you know what, there's a lot of altcoins that haven't performed very well. Well, Hedera is not in that category. Hedera has absolutely crushed it. If you've had Hedera at all this year in the last 12 months, you've made a killing. You went from 7 cents, even as low as 5 cents, up to even at this current low of 25 cents. You're still a 3 to 5x in profit if you would have bought any time this year, minus the last few months, right? And so is this pullback a good opportunity? I think so, man. They have so much on the horizon. I
did a Hedera video this morning.
Yeah.
And I did some TA, and you should see it. Good.
No, I think Hedera might be the steal of the century. Also, if you're looking for Stellar Lumen entry, another project that has performed well this year, take a look at that. This is on the 1 year. If you were in at Stellar, 9 cents, you're still over. You're still almost about a 4x on this one. So, you know what? Stellar might be a good entry point. This is the time that you want to start buying, right? And so I know a lot of us, we're seeing Bitcoin down. You're getting discouraged. You're kind of pissed off. You're like, what the hell is going on? The press conference yesterday was supposed to pump my bags and it didn't. And so, guys, time to buy, man. The things are cheap, dude. But like we started the show, start evaluating. Is your crypto worth it? Is the market buying it?
Oh,
are they building? Is the community growing?
I'm so happy you brought
Because
these
if
up.
they are,
I want to play a game, Robin. I want to play a game.
what game we play?
Let's play a game. Let's play a game of will we see a new all-time high? Okay. We're going to skip Ethereum. We're going to skip XRP and Solana because they already did. And BNB. Will Dogecoin see a new all-time high?
Yes.
Will Cardano see a new all-time high?
Yes.
And we're talking about this year, okay?
Yep.
Tron already did. Will Chainlink see a new all-time high over $52?
No.
No? Okay, why?
Just doesn't have a lot of the retail interest. And the people want fun and flashy and ecosystem for altcoins to pump.
You think Stellar Lumens is fun and flashy?
It's flashy enough. I'm really, you want my answer? I'm just giving you my answer.
I can still make fun of you for it.
A lot of this I can't give you. I'm just giving you my personal sentiment. I can't sit here and I don't have in-depth research that I can be like, hey, look, point to this and this and this and this and this. But I'm just telling you my personal sentiment, which is pretty spot on. Yeah, I am
very spot on. So spot on. Yeah.
right, yeah.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I already know your answer to this.
But when is Chainlink? When is it supposed to move? Like, pull it up. Pull up the chart. I mean, look at the 1 year on this thing.
There's your Chainlink on the daily. There's your Chainlink on the weekly.
It's looking pretty. It does have good price action. It's not the I don't hate Chainlink, but I mean, if you're asking my opinion, I don't think it will.
Okay, well, we disagree. Okay, what about SWI?
Then this is a newcomer, so I don't really think you can put new all-time high into that category.
Okay. Stellar Limits, Toncoin, same thing. Hedera, we both believe it will. What about SHIB? Does SHIB get back to 44 billion market cap?
No.
It's at 9.
No.
I'm 50-50 on this one. I really am. I think it can. This is very hard for me. If I had to pick, I would also say no. What about this one?
No.
Okay. We agree there. I also don't think Polkadot will get to a new all-time high. $52. I just think there's so much competition and there's so many more coins that do what Polkadot originally set out to do that made them unique. And so they've kind of lost their allure of, well, why would I want exposure to this one? Now, anything can change. Big partnership. Maybe they start working. I mean, the team there is good, but I don't know. I'm fading Polkadot. I could very well be wrong. I know there's some people here that hold Polkadot, which is completely fine. But me personally, it's not for me. AAVE, yes. This is an interesting one. Near Protocol. Not a lot of buzz. Not a lot of big news. We know the whole AI thing. What's your thoughts on Near Protocol?
Now, this is one of our channel favorites. And, Ethereum was one of my channel favorites. And I've punted on Ethereum, man.
So are you punting on Near?
Could I be wrong? I can't say a punt on Near. I still believe that they have very good tech. They are AI centric. They have a big community. They've slowed down on the hype though, and the growth and the momentum. It's definitely slowed down. I personally see more value in my risk to reward positions on similar market cap plays. And so I would not personally buy Near at this point in time.
So what would you rather buy over Near?
I mean, you have ICP at a similar market cap. You have AVE at a similar market cap. You have Ondo at a similar market cap. Those and Kronos as well, similar market cap. I would have to go with all of those over Near, but I can't write off Near. I can't do it. And if you got Near exposure, I would encourage you to hold. I would encourage you to if you had enough conviction to buy Near. I don't see any problems with Near. There's nothing that says like, hey, this isn't good, man.
Will it get back to its all-time high? Right?
But I think that they're just losing momentum. I'm 50-50 on getting that back to all-time high.
$20 is the number.
I think I'm 50-50. If it starts moving and has a breakout, it goes from $3 up to $20. Like I would be like, yeah, you know what? Like we knew it was coming, or we suspected that it could break out, and it did. I think obviously you're going to need some big catalyst. Maybe it's AI driven. Maybe it's some DApp that pops up that people like to use. So,
this is.
But don't you agree it needs a catalyst?
I agree.
It needs some big headline, right?
For the record, I still hold my Near. Haven't sold a single bit, but I also haven't been adding either. This is an interesting chart though. So a couple things happening right now on this Near chart. This is Near on the weekly. Okay. So we had this descending channel that we broke out of, came back and retested successfully, and then started rallying, and then everything just dumped. We're at an inflection point. One of the two things are happening here. One, we're trading right at the top end of that trend line. Okay, now this candle has not closed. We still have 4 days for this candle to close, so we can very well close above. If we close above, I will enter into a long. But the other thing that's happening here is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a weekly head and shoulders, okay? And your neckline is here, okay? Maybe a little higher on the neckline, okay? Maybe your neckline is, let me draw this out. So your neckline is pretty much like right here, okay? And we broke in below that neckline. Now on the way up, $4.84. Should see some resistance there, okay? But I'm very curious to see, and the level I'll be looking at is $3.46. If near on Sunday can close above $3.46, I'm probably going to enter into a long position on near protocol, because we've already gotten the breakthrough from the head and shoulders. Now the measured move, I don't think it got there because I think that retracement would have been a lot deeper. But still, you zoom into the daily though. And let me put this cursor on here. If you zoom into the daily, the $3.50, that $3.46 to $3.50 level. I'll just drop a horizontal line here. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? It's pretty obvious. What has price action done here? Bounce, 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 almost a bounce and then a fall through, right? And so we'll see how this plays out, but expect a little consolidation in this area. We are technically oversold on near protocol on the daily, not quite there yet on the weekly. So this might be a great, you know what? This might be a great long opportunity. I think for those that are copy trading us on BuyDefi, you're probably going to see a near long position here shortly. And for those of you that are not and you want to, head over to BuyDefi, use our link, you'll get 15%. Also, speaking of that, we wanted to thank everyone who was using our link on BuyDefi to trade. Check your wallet on BuyDefi, your spot wallet. One person got $500, and this was all random. It was also done by volume. So the top two were done by volume. So one person got $500. I think they know who they are. They had the highest volume in a 7 and 30-day rolling period. The other person got $240, and I think there was 20 people that got $32. Just airdrop, no strings attached. You can take it out if you want. You can use it to trade. So that's our way and BuyDefi's way of saying thank you. So if you haven't created an account, highly recommend you do so. But yeah, I think Rob and I are kind of on the same page with near protocol as far as 50-50, got to see a catalyst. And that's honestly, we're still at the stage where hype really drives the massive price action, right? Now, I do think that's going to shift moving forward because as more enterprises, companies, governments, funds start going on blockchain, you'll start seeing price explosion due to actual use case and utility, right? But in the moment, we haven't seen anything solid yet. Anything substantial enough to move the needle and to send us to all-time highs like speculation has in the past. There was one comment from Triple D said, I'll let Rob answer this one. Would you convert XRP for something else like HBAR?
You know what? It depends on what your entry point was. And, you know, if you bought XRP back when it was 50 cents, 20 cents, or maybe you've been holding it for a long time, you know what? If you want to move, basically what you're doing is you're taking profits, right? You're selling, you're taking profits, and well, what do you do with your profits? You can go buy something for yourself, or you can go and move it over to another crypto and see one that you think is undervalued, right? You mentioned HBAR. I think HBAR is undervalued. I think there's many cryptos undervalued. And so for you, if you feel like you have enough profit and you want to go move it somewhere else, by all means. If you have bought XRP within the last 4 months, ever since the big breakout, if you bought XRP over $1, I would not sell it at all. Like whatever reason you got into it, like chill out, man. It's just a little pullback. But so that's what I would say.
Daddy chill.
I mean, do you kind of agree? If you bought it cheap and you're over $2,
it's not a loaded question, but it's a question that needs more context, right? Because to your point, when did you buy it? What's your portfolio looking like? what exposure do you have in the same sector, in different sectors? Do you have any exposure to HBAR? So there's a lot of questions there, but like a blanket statement, I agree with Rob. If you are a 3x, 4x profit and you want to roll some of that over to something like Hedera, who hasn't seen that massive rally, right? I mean, kind of did. Hedera got what, from 5 cents to 35 cents?
7
So a
cents.
7x?
Yes, yeah.
It just depends. If you want to diversify, cool. But if you're talking about which one is going to outpace the other,
I think it's a flip of for a flip of the coin for me, honestly. XRP and HBAR, I think they have a lot of upside potentially. Yeah. Also, we got some new people here. If you're new, say what up. We can give you a little shout out. We got Devante, also Norga, ENS, MIKL, Kilgannon, FSDT, Mike D, Barry Dot, Pritesh, John D, Freedom for Crypto, TP Hand, and Jay. To all of you, hola, welcome.
I'm just going to skip over my boy, Rolling 69ers.
He's been here before.
Has that stopped you from shouting out people's names?
What up, bro?
Do you want to share one piece of utility here for you guys? So if you go to DeFiLlama.com, on the left, you'll see a new tab, airdrops. You click on airdrops, okay, and it'll verify whether you're a human or not. So
You're live.
You're live. And this blue thing right here that says check airdrops for address. You can drop in any Ethereum address or any Solana address, copy paste it in here, and it'll tell you if you have any airdrops sitting there waiting for you. And then you can go and claim them. I did it. I don't have any left. I've claimed all my airdrops. But for those of you that are interested, DeFiLlama.com, airdrops, check airdrop, and you can put in your wallet address and it'll check it for you. That way, if you're like, hey, maybe you got an airdrop you weren't expecting and it's a few $100, great, free money, right? That'll do it for the show today. Want to thank all of you for watching. If you're a fan of altcoins or Hedera specifically, we do have a Hedera video coming out in about 30 to 45 minutes. Talk about price action and what the Coinbase head of institution said about HBAR and other altcoins in that sector and kind of in that category. So definitely watch that. And then, yeah. Guys, if you're receiving your almanacs, do us a favor. Post a picture of it or with you of you with it on X, tag us. And then
it's not too late to order one. We got a link in the description.
Yeah, new orders ship immediately.
Yeah, we got there's only I think 200 copies left. And so
no, it's less than 200.
So we got less than 200 copies left. Once those sell out, they're gone. It also comes with an NFT. And so you get a digital copy. It matches the physical copy, so the two go together. And so you got a digital ebook reader and on the Cardano blockchain. So come support your boys. Order a magazine. It's got tons of resources in there for research, and it also helps us out. So there you go.
We appreciate it. With that being said, Rocco, thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, ping the notification bell on, and come back tomorrow. Same place, same time. We love you guys. Until then.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.